Sarah Palin came out and made some outrageous comments about Planned Parenthood on her Facebook account, talking about how they kill 90,000 black babies a year, and they're doing it on purpose, and they're targeting black people. So Bill O'Reilly's going to have her on, and he's going to try to get a straight answer out of her. Like, wait, what do you mean by that? Why do you think they're doing it? She's not going to give him that straight answer. Let's start to watch.
Former governor of Alaska tweeted this: which symbol killed 90,000 black babies last year? With a question mark. Then you see the logo for the Confederate flag opposite the logo for Planned Parenthood.
This is kind of symbolic of our political correctness absurdity and the absurdity of some persons' priorities when they are concerned more about a symbol that had represented the negative many years ago compared to today. Thousands and thousands of babies, obviously, that we've seen in the news over and over with Planned Parenthood being butchered and having their baby parts sold.
They're not being sold. That's a lie. If you watch the whole tape, they clearly say this is for transportation costs. We don't make any money out of this. They're not butchering babies. Abortion is legal in this country. I know you hate that fact. You don't want women to be able to control their bodies. And now you're saying that Planned Parenthood is worse to black people than the Confederacy was? You're saying the Confederate flag is no big deal. But wait a minute, that represents the Confederacy that kept black people in this country as slaves. You treated them as property. Whipped them, beat them, killed them, lynched them, raped them, and did all those things. But no, Planned Parenthood, which lets black women control their own bodies, is ironically worse than the Confederacy. Yeah, brilliant point as usual by Sarah Palin. So Bill O'Reilly's going to try to get to the bottom of it, and she's not going to let him. Let's watch.
Okay, now why did you zero in on black babies?
Oh, but because the Confederate flag obviously has been such a focal point for much of society right now.
It probably has to do with poverty about the black baby abortions. Would you agree with that?
No, I do not. Planned Parenthood is in the business of finding targets so they may attract those who would be perhaps disadvantaged in some ways and be made to believe that abortion is their only option. That is why, Bill, 80% of Planned Parenthood shops are set up in minority neighborhoods. It's tragic that they would make anybody, a minority even, feel that they're not capable enough and they're not able and supported enough to go through. I'm going to finish my point,
okay,
that they would go through 40 weeks of a pregnancy in order to give their child life. That is not impossible. It's less than ideal in many circumstances, but it's not possible. To carry that baby, get life. Okay, but you're still going to school, you're still working, you're still raising other children. For them to make the people fail, women fail, that they're not capable of doing that is absolutely atrocious.
Okay. We tried to save you some of that verbal diarrhea. She said nothing further to clarify the issue at that point. So, according to Sarah Palin, Planned Parenthood is going into 80% of their centers are in minority neighborhoods because they want to target blacks, because they want to kill black babies. Come on. First of all, even if you're a conservative, you don't believe that. You know you don't believe that, right? Sarah Palin, does she believe it? No, of course she doesn't believe that. What an outrageous, insane point to make. And what happened? I thought you guys said there was no racism left in the country. Now you're turning around and saying there actually is racism left. In fact, vicious, horrible, maniacal, murderous racism still exists in the country. It's just liberals. But come on, look, are there some liberals in the country who might be racist? Of course there might be, right? And I'm sure there are, right? Are we all in some ways affected by the stereotypes that exist in the country? Yes, absolutely. Are conservatives more likely to be racist? Fuck yeah. Of course, you know that. You know that when I was a Republican, I knew that. Look, Strom Thurmond was in the party back then. Strom Thurmond ran on a segregationist ticket saying, we can't let the black people mix with white people. Gee, I wonder which party was more racist. Jesse Helms did an ad. He was a Republican senator at the time. They said, inferred that black people took white people's jobs and he was going to fight back. Okay, who's the more racist party? It's not a question. There isn't some Machiavellian liberal plot where liberals pretend to be in favor of equal rights for everybody, but secretly they want to kill black babies. Fuck off. You know that's a bullshit. That's a total lie. And you come out here and you do it. And O'Reilly, I know you're trying to get her to actually say it, and you're trying to pretend to be the moderate one, but you let this filth on your air to come on here and lie like that, make outrageous accusations like that. Could you imagine if liberals made accusations like that about conservatives? Oh, they want to, just same exact thing. Conservatives want to kill 90,000 black babies because they hate blacks that much. They'd be like, oh my God, you're playing the race card, and you're playing it for the bottom of the deck. How could you? You're race baiting. Isn't she race baiting in the most atrocious way imaginable? And one more from this piece of garbage.
Why do you believe they're targeting minority women, they being Planned Parenthood, for abortions? Why?
As I say, they are in there trying to make these minority women feel that they're not capable of foster care or more support.
Why are they trying to do that? Why?
They're doing that because they have too many people deceived.
I just wanted to know if you think Planned Parenthood has a motivation to target minority women to come in and get their babies aborted. Is there a reason they're in the poor neighborhoods? Any reason?
Planned Parenthood is a bogus business. They're in it to make money.
So you think that they're wildly racist and want to, quote unquote, kill black babies so they can make more money? They're a nonprofit. Facts are irrelevant to Sarah Palin, right? And if you're in it to make money, then why did they put it in the poorest neighborhoods? Yeah, they put it in poor neighborhoods because that's where people need those services. And by the way, Planned Parenthood services, only 3% of it is abortion. 97% of it is medical treatment for people who can't afford it. The reason it's not in rich neighborhoods is because you have health insurance and you don't need it. You don't need to get a breast cancer screening at a Planned Parenthood. You don't need to get contraception at a Planned Parenthood because you're already rich. That's why they're in the poor neighborhoods, not because they want to hurt poor people, but because they want to help poor people. And that's what you can't stand. So that's why you make up filth and crap like this to try to deceive your audience. Unfortunately, it works far too often with conservatives. They'll watch that segment and go, oh, yeah, the liberals are the racists. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're the ones that like to target black people. Yeah, Sarah Palin nailed it. If you're that stupid, I don't think anything can help you.